Imagine a brain. Not in a person, not even in an animal, but growing in a small dish in a lab. Now, what if I told you that this tiny cluster of human brain cells learned to play a video game? This isn't science fiction. It's a real breakthrough that could change everything we know about intelligence, medicine, and even computers. So, how did scientists teach a brain in a dish to play the classic arcade game Pong? It wasn't with code or complex algorithms. They grew what's called a brain organoid from stem cells. These cells organize themselves into a network, firing electrical signals just like the neurons in your own brain. Then they connected this living network to the game. Here's where it gets amazing. The organoid controlled the paddle in Pong. When the paddle hit the ball, the neurons received a nice, stable signal. But when it missed, the signal became chaotic and unpredictable. The brain cells, on their own, started to change their activity to get more of that stable feedback. They learned. They got better at the game over time, all by themselves. They weren't programmed, they adapted, driven by a fundamental desire for order. The researchers call this biological intelligence. What's truly mind-blowing is how efficient these living neurons are. They learned the task with far less energy and data than it would take to train a powerful AI system. Think about it. Your brain uses about the same power as a light bulb, but can do things no supercomputer can. This experiment shows that biological systems might be the secret to a whole new generation of computing. But this isn't about creating conscious beings in a lab. These organoids are incredibly small and simple, lacking any capacity for thought or feeling. Their real power lies in helping us understand our own brains. Scientists can use them as a model to study devastating neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, epilepsy, and dementia. They can see how learning breaks down in diseased brain tissue and even test new drugs directly on these human cells, which could speed up the search for cures dramatically. The research also opens up a wild new frontier for artificial intelligence. Today's AI runs on silicon chips. But what if we could merge that with the incredible efficiency of living neurons? This idea, called biological computing, could lead to hybrid intelligent systems that learn faster and use a tiny fraction of the power of current technology. Instead of building massive data centers, maybe one day we'll grow them. Of course, this raises some big ethical questions. Where do we draw the line? Scientists are already creating strict guidelines to make sure this research is done responsibly. For now, these tiny game-playing brains are incredible tools that help us peer into the very nature of intelligence itself. They show us that learning can emerge from the simplest biological building blocks, blurring the line between the artificial and the natural. It's a strange and profound idea, a tiny brain in a dish, learning to play a game. But it's a glimpse into the future of medicine, technology, and our understanding of the mind. Thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives into the science that's shaping our world, be sure to follow our channel.